Hari Om and good morning to everyone. I welcome everybody to 4th August. Today is the thought of the day. To elaborate that, I will discuss a little bit the 59th verse of chapter 2. So, yesterday in 58th verse, we all saw how if we are thinking, or the Sthita Pragya thinks that he is in danger because of his sense organs and mind. He's getting affected, attached, attracted towards the world of objects. Then he behaves just like the turtle. He applies the technique of the turtle. He withdraws all his sense organs and mind and keeps himself away from the objective world and rests in his own self. So that quality we saw. So today again we will see Lord Krishna continues to tell how Sthita Prajna keeps himself away from the objective world of objects, and keeps his senses under control, because that is the only way how to live a free life in this world, happy life in this world. So he tells, विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसभर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते. Having understood how and why to control mind and senses, some aspirants, they follow this path and they try to restrain their senses, to control their senses from the objective world, of enjoyment. But then they could control their senses deliberately by telling that no, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to be attracted, fine. But then the taste, Lord says, the taste or the rusher for the sense objects remains in the mind. All the 5 sense organs he controls initially, but the rusher, but the taste, that remains in the mind. And that does not allow the person to remain peacefully. However, even this test at the subtle mind, that also stops for those who realize the Supreme Self, that is the Sthita Prajna. He does not even have the taste for that. Now Vishaya are the sense objects of enchantment, sense objects which give us happiness, enjoyment. Vinivartante, they retire from us, they run away from us. The objects run away from us. When? Niraharasya. Ahara, eating. Nirahara, one who is not consuming, not eating. The food for sense organs and mind is the objects. So when the senses and the mind deny to consume the objects, deny to depend on objects, deny to enjoy the objects in the world outside. That means when our sense organs and mind decide to reject indulgence in the world outside, the objects of the temptation, they start going away from our life. It is really very, very true. A smoker smokes cigarettes, a chain smoker. So whenever his friends come to visit him, they all bring a packet of cigarette for that friend. And the friend becomes very happy and he keeps on smoking. So then he felt sick actually. He went to the doctor. The doctor examined him and told that, now if the 3rd cigarette you are consuming, you will be on the bed of the hospital and I cannot give any guarantee to your life. So when it comes to the life, then the chain smoker is very afraid. So he decides that no, from this very moment, I give up smoking and I am not going to smoke anymore. So next time the friends came to his house and they brought also the cigarette packets. He said, no, I will not take. So I have stopped. I have decided to stop it. So then the friends said, okay, they laughed. Like this everybody decides. The next time when they came again, they brought. But this time again he said no. So now the friends, they realize that no, he is determined. So after that, he goes with his friends, he sits, others they are smoking, but then he sits, but he does not have any temptation, because the russia of cigarette also which was there in his mind, that also he has given up. Not only he decides his sense organs to stop it, but the inclination of the mind towards that has also stopped. So now he is not worried, not bothered. So the friends now finally they understood that no, he is not going to be attracted, whatever we say. So when now no more they brought cigarettes for the friend. So the once he decides not to indulge in smoking cigarette, then the objects of that means the cigarettes, they run away from him. So it depends on us actually, that objects will remain in their own place. But if we decide, not only by our sense organs actually, I will not see, but then that always remains inside actually. So the food of the sense organs, that is objects, all five sense organs, they feed on the objects in the outer world actually. Eyes feed on sights and tongue feeds on food, ears on sound, skin feelings, we know that. So all enjoy the objects in the outer world. But when sense organs want but do not get, they become agitated. They want that, no, they run towards that, and a lot of unhappiness, agitation takes place. This is our attachment actually. But the sense organs, if forcefully restricted, and then agitation takes place. But if our intellect comes and decides, no, I am not going to do it, and then intellect interferes, and only then the objects, the value of the objects becomes less and less and less for us, and no agitation takes place. So we restrain our senses. Is it enough to stop attachment? Objects run away. Vishayata nibrutta helama jibanru. Kintu the taste remains in the mind. Like suppose a young girl is attracted towards a boy and it is not good. The family decides that no, let us take the young girl away from the boy so that she cannot talk, she cannot see, and they take the girl away. But does it happen that taking away only that girl forgets? He is always in her mind. She is extremely disturbed. And sometimes very bad, very fatal also takes place. So unless and until the girl understands, her intellect understands that no, it is not good for me, so I will not do this. Unless our intellect controls our mind, unless our mind decides, no, I will not. So the taste, the rasha remains there. Okay. So for sari, I decide that no more money will be spent on sari. I decide it. So I will not purchase. But the moment I see a beautiful sari, either in a showcase of the shop or anybody is wearing a beautiful sari, so then my mind becomes agitated and I think that, oh, I can get it and all. So finally you cannot resist and you go for a sari. So many people, they take sannyasa, they go in the ashram, but then we hear that after few years they again come and become samsari. So it's very difficult. Forcefully when sense organs are restricted, then the attachment does not go. It remains in the form of subtle form as a rasa in our mind. So the rasa is to be removed actually. So rasa for objects, any object, that has to be removed. So actually now here comes the role of the sthita prajna, the quality of sthita prajna purusha. He has also, not only, he doesn't force the sense organs. Okay, he develops unattachment for the sense objects. And how does he develop it? He is happy within his own self. He is complete in his own self. He doesn't depend on the outer world for his happiness or joy. So he does not feel bad even when he is not amidst the objects. Because he is determined. Okay, the objects cannot affect him, and in order to get happiness, he doesn't have to depend on the objects. So when we are attracted towards any object but do not get it, anyway, we become very, very sad. So the mind thinks about it and mind gets disturbed. So we have to remove that from our mind. And how will it be possible? When our attention is shifted to a higher goal in our life, higher ideal in our life. So when it sticks to higher goal and higher ideal, so then only we can forget all these things. A person plays cards. He is so much involved in playing card that when he comes out, he says that, oh, there was rain, so much of rain. I didn't know that, because he is so much indulged in that. Similarly, if we are, developing that attraction towards a higher goal and we are so much involved in that higher goal, getting more, means higher knowledge, so much involved, we forget what happens around us. So that higher goal can be serving the people, doing some work properly, getting knowledge, and developing and evolving ourselves to be a better human being, better personality. So we may not be a Sthita Prajna, but we can shift our attention towards higher goal, and thus we will not be tormented by this objective world, these small things. He did not tell me nicely, he did not smile at me, he did not tell why people are talking against me, why I am not getting all these things that I desire and I become happy. So all these things will not be there, because we have involved ourselves to a higher goal, and always our mind will be there. The small things will not be irritating us anymore. So that way we can develop our personality and we will always remain happy. That is the best part of it. So let's try to be happy and enjoy this world, remaining amidst the world of objects but not getting affected. Let's try. Hari Om.